Victor stared at the window in shock. He was in a dark city with architecture that reminded him of medieval times, a city where the sun never rose, a city where every corner held unknown danger, a city that was built for vampires. He heard the voice of the short girl with long red hair.
"Welcome to Nightingale, the city of moonlight, stranger."
Victor turned to face her. "Who are you, and where am I?"
"My name is Lacus, and—"
Suddenly, another voice cut in.
"Lord Victor, you are in the world of vampires. Be careful."
"Kaguya?" Victor called out, confused. He looked around and didn't see her until he looked into his shadow. He saw her in the darkness, waiting for her moment to strike. Lacus looked at him with a raised eyebrow.
"Who is Kaguya?" "Never mind."
Victor looked down and saw that he was in a nightgown. "Where are my clothes?" The girl pointed to a spot in the corner. Victor looked across the room to see a small dresser with black clothes on top. He walked over to the clothes and picked them up. Black suit, black shirt, and black gloves. He looked at the woman. "Are you running a goth club here or something?" Lacus looked at him with total confusion.
"What is goth?"
Victor sighed. "Why all black?" Lacus shrugged.
"Mother ordered it."
Victor clenched his jaw. "Scathach." The girl's red eyes suddenly glowed red as she stomped her foot on the ground.
"It's Countess Scathach to you. Show respect, stranger."
Victor bristled. "Where is she?" Suddenly, the woman's killing intent exploded. She opened her mouth, and Victor could see that her teeth were razor sharp. He was unafraid, staring her down with a placid grin. Her killing intent isn't nearly as strong as Scathach's. Kaguya once again called out to Victor through his shadow.
"Does Lord Victor acquire suicidal tendencies when his evolution ended? Don't provoke her."
Victor grimaced. "I just don't like the way she's talking to me." Victor spoke out loud, ignoring Lacus. After experiencing the nightmare that was Scathach, he was numb to all threats. Lacus seemed strong, but his instincts didn't scream danger like when he faced his mother-in-law. He finished dressing and looked into her eyes. "Can you help me out?" Lacus's killing intent dissipated, and she looked at him with a bit of shock on her face.
"What? Why aren't you affected by my rage?"
Victor shrugged. "After dealing with my mother-in-law, everything pales in comparison, I suppose." She stuttered in shock.
"Mother-in-law?"
"Yes, I'm Ruby's husband, didn't you know?"
"No, Mother just threw you in here and told me to keep an eye on you."
Victor nodded. "That sounds about right. Now can you help me out? Give me the grand tour." Lacus giggled excitedly.
"If I knew you were my sister's husband, I wouldn't have treated you so rudely. Come on, I'll take you to my mother right away."
Lacus led Victor through the colossal mansion. He didn't recognize any of the vampires he saw. Despite being massive, the place felt empty and cold. How many vampires live in this place? Lacus thought about it.
"Me, Pepper, Siena, Ruby, and our mom. And, of course, our maids."
"I see." Victor heard Kaguya's voice.
"Unlike other count houses, Countess Scathach doesn't have many subordinates."
Victor raised an eyebrow and spoke to Kaguya loud enough for Lacus to hear. "Strange. Why don't the other count houses attack her?" Kaguya responded.
"They're afraid of retaliation. Countess Scathach is just too strong, and the count houses are prohibited from fighting each other on the orders of the king."
"But that doesn't apply to noble houses, right?" He remembered that Sasha's family lost the count title through a game.
"That's right. Any noble house can request a game with the count house, but they must be prepared for retaliation if they lose."
Victor nodded. "Intriguing." Lacus scrunched her face.
"Are you crazy, brother-in-law? Why are you talking to yourself?"
Victor smiled. "I like to talk to myself." Lacus shrugged and kept walking. He could hear her mutter under her breath.
"Is Ruby right in her head to choose this madman of a husband?"
Kaguya continued explaining vampire house decorum.
"The rules are simple, Lord Victor. Houses with the title of counts cannot fight each other, nor can they request matches against the noble houses. After all, this would be considered an abuse of power. Vampire counts have lived over 1,000 years and have already accumulated a lot of influence and strength. However, untitled noble houses can challenge count houses at any time."
Victor nodded, listening intently. What are the consequences if they lose? Kaguya explained.
The consequences of losing a game are everything.
Everything?
Yes, they lose everything. All riches, all possessions, and the losing vampires become property of the winner.
Victor was stunned. What did you say? An uncomfortable feeling started to grow in Victor's heart, spreading through his entire body. He let Lacus get a few paces ahead of him. Kaguya, what do you mean by property? Kaguya responded.
Exactly what you think. All vampires in that house must serve the winner.
He thought of how Sasha's family had lost a game recently. Just imagining his wife being owned by someone else ignited hatred throughout his body, burning like fire. This must be some awful joke. Is my beloved someone else's property? He leaned against the wall, his heart racing. That's unforgivable! The wall began to crack from the weight of his anger. Kaguya stepped out of his shadow to calm him.
Lord Victor, calm down. We still don't know the details of what's happened.
Victor's rage continued to grow, causing the wall to collapse. Victor took a deep breath and calmed himself, standing in the rubble. You're right, Kaguya. I need to learn more. He stroked her head. Thank you. She nodded, allowing herself a brief moment of pleasure before stepping back into his shadow. Victor looked down the hallway. Lacus hurried back toward him, confused, having heard the wall collapse.
What just happened?
Victor ignored her and activated his vampire vision. He potted 3 female vampires, one in a room resembling a bathroom and the others in a bedroom. He grinned. Found her. Victor ran down the hall toward his mother-in-law. Lacus trailed behind him.
Where are you going?
Down the hall, in a large bedroom, Scathach drank a red tea beside another woman with red hair and red eyes. They gazed at the moon outside their window. Scathach calmly questioned the woman beside her. So, why did you kill your husband? The woman, wearing long black stockings, a short blue dress, and black high heels, answered in a serene voice.
He approached me just as a way to get close to you, Mother.
Scathach nodded. The usual scheme. That's too bad. The woman nodded.
Indeed.
Scathach had an idea. Siena, my beloved eldest daughter, why don't you just create a husband? Siena rolled her eyes.
Mother, you have been saying this for 700 years.
Scathach laughed. And it's been a fine idea the whole time. Siena bristled.
I don't want to create a husband. I want something real.
Scathach shook her head. A lie for so many years and you're still naive. Siena fired back.
I'm not naive. I just want something authentic, and male vampires are so obsessed with things like titles.
Scathach considered her point. Why don't you turn human then? Siena's face twisted in disgust.
Turning cattle into a husband? No, thank you.
Scathach lost interest in the subject and turned to face the bedroom door. A big smile grew on her face. The door flew open to reveal Victor, breathing heavy. Scathach. He glared at his mother-in-law and ignored Siena. As the daughter of the strongest female vampire in the world, Siena had a lot of respect for her mother and didn't like someone inferior calling her so informally. She rose to her feet, ready to attack. Scathach stopped her. Relax, Siena. I want you to meet your brother-in-law, Victor. Siena gasped.
My what?
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.